music bed.
Hey, my name is Danny. I was born into a Catholic family. Uh, it's hard because before our whole family was kind of Catholic, and everyone was really like hardcore about it, and my whole entire family was Catholic, and every day Sunday church. I went to a Catholic primary school, and it was weird because I never wanted to do what they wanted to do, but I don't know, it was just an awkward situation for me, I guess, because I was never like into that kind of stuff. Like, I hated religion class, I hated going to masses every day, repeating the same thing over and over, but I like put up with it until grade 7, and then after I left grade 7, I decided to stop going to church, so I stopped going to Catholic church. I just stopped thinking about God and everything. And then came high school, and that was a pretty hard point in my life because I didn't know where I was at that point. I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk in, make all these kinds of friends, I'm gonna be popular, but that obviously didn't happen. And then I think it was grade 9 is when one of my friends had one of those epiphany moment with God, and he told me to lean towards Christianity and stuff. So I talked to my mom, and I asked her if we could go to a Christian church, and she seemed really happy because she didn't really like the Catholic church either. That's because she used to always listen to sermons and whatnot on her own and Arabic on the computer. And I don't know, it was just the first time I came to Broadway. I think the first time my mom and my sister came to Broadway was actually the Singing Christmas Tree 2 years ago, I think. So my mom and my sister went to the Singing Christmas Tree 2 years ago, and they said it was amazing, and they really loved Pastor Darren's sermon on that day, but I wasn't there, sadly. I started attending Broadway, and then I think it was a year or so later is when I first decided to come to youth, and it was awkward at first because I really wanted to make friends, but it was really hard because I'm not the best at that sometimes. Luckily, I knew some people who went here, so I guess it's not bad. And then during that year, I started leaning away from youth. I kind of got bored, and I was like, I don't know if I want to come. I was like on and off about it, and then at that point is when I was smoking like every single day, and it was not every single day, I guess if you say every weekend. So I started smoking, not cigarettes but marijuana, and it was last year in grade 10. Me and my buddies decided to go to 420. So we went, and we got really high. And then as soon as I came back, me and my friend decided to go to his house. So we went to his house, and I greened out in his bathroom, and I passed out. And then I woke up, and I didn't know what to do after that because I've never experienced that in my life before. And at the same time, I was also partying and drinking and whatnot, so I wasn't really living a spiritually or physically healthy lifestyle, and I didn't know what to do with my life. So, and then, as you know, I left. So, I feel like God unintentionally put lifting into my life to slowly drag me away from those kind of things like drinking and smoking. So, yes. One time at my friend's birthday party, me and my friends got flat out wasted, and I that's like another moment that I just didn't know what to do, and it was like when I was way shy away from God, and it was just weird. I didn't know what to do. So by winter of last year, but before winter break, my friend had a party at her house, and we all drank again, and I think that was the very last time I ever drank in my life. And it was because I just finally realized that I'm fully gonna commit to lifting, health, and fitness, and God was just working in my life at that point. But then there was still one more thing I needed to commit to, and that was God. And then History Maker. History Maker was probably the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. So History Maker, as everyone knows, we went, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. We went to Chilliwack for a huge youth conference. I didn't know what to expect. At that point, I was still like, oh, I want to commit because I'm on the Yukon team, and I want to commit to Christ, but it's hard because I'm living sort of that double life of, oh, I want to still be friends with everyone, but I want to be committed to God. So I never really told God I want to fully commit to you. I want to be with you. I want to see you when I pass away and whatnot. But when I went to History Maker, I was just expecting to have fun, have a good time, come back, be the same person, but it was a whole different experience for me because on Saturday night, I think it was Andy Moore who was speaking. The sermon was great, but the moment after was even better because at that point, Andy Moore was telling all of us, he was sort of like forcing the prayers out of us, forcing us to ask God for our forgiveness, and forcing us to ask God that we want to commit to Him fully. And it just hit me hard, and I broke down, and I started crying, and I asked God completely. I've never spoken to myself for that long in my life, and I just prayed and prayed and prayed. I kept going on. I've never spoken to myself that much in my life, and it felt weird because I never usually pray at home or whatnot. I'm just sitting there and just like, hey God, how's it going, and whatever. But this time it was really different because I felt like I was actually connected to Him. I was actually speaking to Him. I felt like He could hear me fully, and I was just continuously speaking for 20-25 minutes long, as long as I could remember. And then I just suddenly stopped. I don't know why or how, and I felt like a breath of fresh air just cleared my whole entire body, and it was weird because I've never felt that before, and it was amazing how God could change my life in that one moment, and I feel like He could change everyone's just like that. So in my whole entire life, I never fully told God, I fully accept you, I want you, I want to be a part of you, I want you to be a part of my whole entire life. But at History Maker, that was the very first time I ever fully told God, I want to be your son, and I want to follow you for the rest of the days of my life. Who's Jesus to me? Jesus is my Savior. He saved my life completely, and I'm so grateful for that.